Previously on the Rod Pedersen Show.
Fire up some of our photos from a wonderful weekend for the RP Show. This is your photo. You take it away.
Oh, mine's first. Okay, so we've got the Rush game. They played San Diego on Saturday night. Jeff Shatler's last game of his career at home. Last home game of his career. They got one left. Rush are going to miss the playoffs, unfortunately, but it was a great crowd, like 10,000 in attendance. Awesome atmosphere there. Fan appreciation night. And what else we got?
Move it along.
There we go. Went for Sunday brunch. Enjoyed Saskatoon. That was at Poached, downtown Saskatoon. Loved the food scene in that city.
Okay, let's move them along, boys. Please and thank you. And then you again.
Last one. That's the drive from Calgary, and I put that up on social. I had to stop and take photos. It's such a beautiful drive coming back into this great city.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Okay, let's keep them rolling. Let's get going. I took that. I was standing there. And if you follow me on social media, you see that I said sometimes you just have to stop and take a picture. And I did. I found the turquoise water moose.
Yep.
It's here at Banff, Alberta. Okay. That was Saturday night at the NMAX Centrum. I went up and watched some junior hockey, and it was amazing. It was the Red Deer Rebels and Brandon Wheat Kings. Brandon prevailed in overtime 2-1, and this is the last one. It's kind of a paparazzi creeper shot, but that is the general manager of the Edmonton Oilers, Ken Holland, whom I did go and speak to the Oilers staff after I took this photo, but yeah, Ken was there.
Get ready for the Rod Pedersen Show.
One night in Edmonton, we were out on the town, and there was a guy by the name of Bain Norrie.
How about that?
Bain says, "Did I ever tell you guys about the night I was out with Rolling Stones?" And I'm like, "Come on, what was Mick Jagger like?" And he's like, "Well, no, Mick Jagger and Keith Richards weren't there. It was the rest of the band." And I hit the floor. "You weren't with the Rolling Stones then, Bain."
Keith Richards and Mick Jagger are the Rolling Stones.
Exactly.
This is the Rod Pedersen Show.
It sure is. It is. Happy Hump Day Wednesday, everybody. Welcome to the RP Show. It's good old sports talk coming to you, as you can see, from the Grey Eagle Resort and Casino, the gateway to the foothills in beautiful Alberta, Canada. I'm your affable host and pilot for the next 2 hours, Rod Pedersen. Pleased to welcome our co-pilot, Captain Darren DuPont. How you doing, Moose, if we can bring him in?
Yeah, I'm doing great.
Good.
Casino in the morning. I'm always great.
Oh, I know. And listen, before we get into the heavy, down and dirty stuff, I was saying to you, this coffee, this nice gal that goes around with a cart every morning. She make it good and strong for you, Mr. Pedersen. And I'm like, we're getting everything the way we like it, and then we're going to have to go.
Yeah, just in time to leave.
We got several shows left, thank gosh. Here at Grey Eagle Resort and Casino, I don't want to leave. I like them. They like me. They like us. Yeah. So it's just so much fun. It's home.
What did you say? They're going to have pizza and ice cream on the buffet before.
By the time, as soon as we leave, they'll finally put on the pizza and ice cream. Now, the buffet is amazing. I love it so much. And, so obviously we're having a great time. I hope you're having a great time. Apparently, we are not on Game Plus television today. We are on YouTube only. So tell your friends. That's where they will find the show today. Our guests include Calgary Flames radio analyst Peter Loubardias, and TSN Edmonton's Ryan Rishaug, who I will say this when he's on with us, but I'll say it now as well. He's like the most level-headed of the Edmonton media. That's what I get out of Schauger. I've known him a long time. Who's in what hour, Clark? Who's in hour one? Both are in hour two. Outstanding. So it's just you and me, Moose. That's good. Gives us time to settle into what we're going to do here today.
Working a half day today.
Yeah. And the other thing is there's some CFL things that have come up. John Massey's watching. He says, "Morning, Rod Squad. Cocky Oilers fan here." I don't think it's just the fans that are cocky. Let me say this. My mind is suitably blown today. Blown. As a matter of fact, last night it was almost too much to grasp. I had to go to bed early. Things were going. As Bob Cole would say, everything is happening. The Predators were clinching. The Oilers were winning. The Flames were coming back and winning in overtime. And the Knights were not necessarily yet getting eliminated.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like, whoa. I got to slow things down and figure this all out in the morning, which is what I've done, and that's what we will get into here today. But this province is going off its hinges. Flames, Oilers.
I know.
And that's kind of changed things in terms of how hey, it's come and go here. Just so you know. Come and go.
If you're reason why our heads are snapping around.
Yeah, it's come and go here on the stage bar at Grey Eagle. So, where was I? So, yeah, and then this... Help yourself. We're not just doing a live show here. CFL stuff's come up this morning, too, and my point before I get into the quick six show horn stuff and the topics is that after living a half century one province over in the rectangle where, let's be honest, all there is the Saskatchewan Roughriders, and that's all there is. With apologies to the Saskatchewan Rush, and I love them, they're not talking at coffee this morning about the Rush. I can tell you that. In any small town coffee. They're probably not talking about the Riders right now either, which is another discussion. But for those of us that say, wait, move the season up, move the season up, move the CFL season up, I'm starting to realize why those in NHL markets are like, no. We don't want to compete with the Stanley Cup playoffs because just in this province, that's all they're talking about is Flames, Oilers, playoffs. And I can't imagine in Toronto.
Right.
But the Leafs have overshadowed the Argos really aren't visible anyways. But I'm starting to see things from a different perspective out of that green forest, if you will.
Yeah. And you start to see how big it is in these other markets. I mean, it's big for a television perspective, you know, back in the non-NHL markets across the country, but in these NHL bigger centers, I mean, it is everything. And then you go to somewhere like Toronto where they have the population to support it. But I mean, the Raptors, even the Jays getting started, and now the Maple Leafs into the playoffs, would just swallow that market up just like it would here in Calgary and Edmonton.
So I get it. And I appreciate everybody joining us here for Sports Talk this morning in the coffee, and you're welcome to chime in at any time because we're going to get into these matchups. Now, Director Jordan, can you please hit the quick six show horn, please, and thank you. There were a lot of games in the NHL last night. I'm not going to go through them all, but we're going to pick our way through the highlights and then some stuff from the NHL PR department that I got, junior stuff, Raptors, and a lot of, as I said, CFL notes. So we got a lot of time here in hour one to get to it. But we'll start off with this. The Vancouver Canucks held on for a 5-2 win over Seattle, but the victory wasn't enough to keep Vancouver's playoff hopes alive. The Canucks, officially eliminated from playoff contention when Dallas earned a 3-2 shootout win over Vegas. So there's that. Matthew Tkachuk forced overtime by scoring with a second left in the third period. 0.1 seconds, actually, if we're going to split hairs.
Right.
And Elias Lindholm's overtime goal secured the Flames' 5-4 victory over Nashville. Despite losing its third straight, Nashville clinched a wild card spot thanks to Dallas's shootout win over Vegas. And you saw, I would assume, Milan Lucic after the game. Luch saying, I played in over 1,000 games. This one tonight in Nashville was top 5. It was bonkers. The stage bar here, packed last night.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what kind of bar. What is this? Is this a sports bar? It became a sports bar last night.
3 big screens showing the game. I guess it becomes a sports bar last night for sure.
They were crawling all over each other more than normal here at the stage bar at Grey Eagle last night. It was flames, flames, flames.
Yeah.
But there's more. But wait, there's more. Auston Matthews scored his NHL leading 59th and 60th goals of the season as the Toronto Maple Leafs defeated the Detroit Red Wings 3-0. Who was it? Sebastian in the Game Plus control room called that Matthews would get his 60th last night.
Yeah, he did. Texted in, called it.
Too bad it's not the weekend. He would have won something from Bet Regal.
That's right.
And Connor McDavid had a goal and 3 assists as the Edmonton Oilers rolled past Pittsburgh 5-1. So, this is all somewhat mind-blowing stuff for a simpleton like me. So I go to the NHL PR website this morning, and some of the things that stuck out there, this might help simplify stuff for those uninitiated. 2 more tickets to the Stanley Cup playoffs were secured as the Predators and Kings became the 14th and 15th teams to qualify. The Kings didn't even play, but they clinched.
Yeah.
The Carolina Hurricanes they clinched the Metropolitan Division, securing top spot in their division for the second straight season. Another first-round matchup's been locked in as the Oilers and Kings are set to meet in the playoffs for the 8th time, the first in 30 years. And Connor McJesus increased his lead in the Art Ross Trophy race. I mentioned the 4 points. It's the highest single-season total by an Oilers skater in 31 years. Mess was the other one, who at times has been called Moose.
Right.
He was the first Moose out here. And then Auston Matthews became the first U.S.-born skater in NHL history to score 60 goals in a single campaign as the Leafs secured home ice advantage. So there was a lot going on one night. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of what I'm getting at here.
A ton.
Yeah.
A ton last night. And, I mean, that's what this is all about. Now we got 15 of the 16 playoff teams all locked in. And I had some people at the game in Dallas last night sending me videos of the shootout. And what an atmosphere that was. They were in playoff
Was that
mode.
the bar guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, just packed in the building. And, you know, it's been a great atmosphere the last couple of months. I've been, seeing the footage from inside that building. So, they're pretty much going to say they're going to clinch. I mean, unless they completely have a disaster here.
Well,
Dallas
you put the thing, Moose is running our social media right now, not Mark Messier. This Moose is running our social media right now, and you put the thing up about Jack Eichel. Went from missing the playoffs to missing the playoffs. From Buffalo to Vegas. And I'm like, you better damn well hope they miss the playoffs. Vegas.
I know, right?
Because they haven't officially been eliminated yet, but it's not going to take much.
No, I mean, it's just any combination of a single point either way. And Dallas, I like their schedule down the stretch for the last 2 games here. But it could happen. But it was funny that it came up last night, and all the hockey guys are liking it this morning. The Tim Hunters and our friends that come on our show. Brent Sopel commented on it. And the hockey guys are engaged. They think it's funny. And I just like, too soon or not too soon, I'm not sure.
Well, they're just waiting. Everybody's just waiting to jump on Vegas. They are the most hated team in the NHL, whether you like it or not. And now I guess people have reason to. Darren Workman chiming in. He says, good morning from Salt Lake City, Utah. Wouldn't this year be a little different because of the Olympics? Starting the CFL a month earlier would not normally be as affected as this year? Yeah, it would. The spring is Stanley Cup playoff time, and the CFL's moving the season up. So, again, this is a debate we'll probably save a little more for Friday, on a football Friday. But what I'm saying is a guy that was in the green tunnel for 50 years, close to, I'm starting to see what everybody else was talking about in the other markets. That's all that I'm saying.
Yeah.
And you get what I'm saying. Ryan McCarthy, watching in Saratoga, New York, says congrats to Steven Stamkos for finally reaching 100 points in a season for the first time in his career with a 4-point effort versus Columbus. Wayne in Victoria, BC says, question, why did Sportsnet black out the Oiler game on Sportsnet West? I don't understand as I live in BC. I don't know. Call Sportsnet. Ted in Red Deer. So you say you're leaving Grey Eagle? What's next? I know. Stay tuned. We will. Yeah. Ted, stay tuned. I'm going to move on because I have a lot of topics to get to today. I gotta talk about the junior because those are our biggest supporters. And I guess the CFL players too and the fans. But up in Prince Albert, little Montreal, Mikey Milne had a hat trick and added an assist to lead the Winnipeg Ice to a 10-1 win over the Prince Albert Raiders. They're now up 3-0 on the Raiders and can sweep it tonight. My guy, Zach Benson, had 2 power play goals and 2 helpers. Dude, he's 16.
He's having a year.
Might be my favorite dubster other than Connor McBedard. Elsewhere, the Red Deer Rebels down the Wheat Kings 3-1. They're up 2-1 in that series. Edmonton Oil Kings are a game away from sweeping Lethbridge. They beat the Canes 4-1. The Moose Jaw Warriors edged the Saskatoon Blades 3-2 in overtime. And I see that you're wearing your Blades gear so as to resuscitate your favorite junior hockey team.
I'm trying.
Yeah.
I'm trying.
I almost wore my Blades shirt today, and thank God in our morning meeting I saw you had yours on. I'm like, well, that would be awkward.
Yeah.
So I switched. And out west, Western Conference, which is the other side of the planet as far as I'm concerned. Afghanistan, really, because we don't get to see those teams, and sounds like we never, ever will. Again, the Portland Winterhawks blanked the Prince George Cougars 2-0. They're up 3-0. And the Seattle Thunderbirds topped the Kelowna Rockets 5-1 to improve to 2-0 in that series. And at Whitney Forum, Did they throw a moose leg on the ice last night?
Good question.
Can we have reports? Peanut Butter Pete, you're there. The Bombers won last night. SJHL final, they beat Estevan. What was the score? 4-3. And so that league best of sevens now 2-1 in favor of Estevan. Did they throw a moose leg on the ice in Flint Flon? That's what they do up there.
I almost can guarantee that they did.
Yeah, I
can almost guarantee it.
It's caused fights.
Every time they win.
Baseball, George Springer hit a 2-run homer to force extra innings. Raimel Tapia hit a game-ending sac fly in the 10th. And the Toronto Blue Jays beat Boston 6-5. It's the fourth loss in a row for the Red Sox. Right, keep losing, Boston. It looks good on you. Springer made it 5-5 when he homered off Jake Jerkman with 2 outs in the 9th. NBA, Ja Morant. Did you see the dunk? He scored on a layup with a second left, and the Memphis Grizzlies rallied from 11 points down in the fourth quarter to edge Minnesota 111-109. But the highlight of the night, was Ja Morant. Bam! That was a Michael Jordan-worthy dunk, huh?
Yeah.
Maybe better.
That was Vince Carter, arm in the hoop. That was one of the all-timers, yeah.
Players are the product. And that was in the Grindhouse, wasn't it? I would have no reason to go to Memphis other than to go watch the Grizzlies, and I want to go.
Right. Well.
And Graceland.
How far is it from Nashville?
A couple hours.
We could take a day trip.
Yeah, you want to get back to...
I do. Music City.
He was the NBA's most improved player this year. Scored 18 in the fourth quarter and finished with 30 and had 13 rebounds and 9 assists. Ja Morant. This dude is cool. He is cool. Cooler than the other side of your pillow. Hey, we're really flying through our points here. Point 6, some CFL stuff. I have a lot of notes written down. My good friend Eddie Steele takes to Twitter to tell the world that his 2015 Grey Cup ring was stolen out of his car. Did you see that, Lee? Eddie. He made it very clear that he had locked his glove compartment, or as the Americans say, glove box. It doesn't matter. Don't leave your ring in your car. Period. So he takes to Twitter. It had been retweeted hundreds of times. And then our dude, Victor Cui, the coolest president in sports, writes him and says, DM me, Eddie, I'll pay for the replacement of your ring.
What?
That all happened this morning.
First of all, the glove box is not a safety deposit box.
No.
Right?
Yeah. And this shouldn't be a surprise to any of you people watching, but what these championship rings mean to guys. Corey Banks, BC Lions, had his stolen years ago from the 06 Grey Cups. Interesting story. Left it in his car, just like my guy Bo here.
Right.
Anyways, it was a big deal. It was before Twitter. It was going around. Hey, Corey Banks had his Grey Cup ring stolen. If anybody sees it, my brother was in Las Vegas at Pawn Stars, the actual store that's the TV show.
Yeah.
Lo and behold, it's in there. My brother takes a picture. It's under a glass case. Takes a picture, sends it to me. He goes, there's a Grey Cup ring, says Banks on it, BC Lions. I think I found the ring. I'll get a hold of him. Did. They had to produce the police report from the time. We got him his ring back.
Wow.
And then I saw him at the Grey Cup. It was like 3 years after that, later. And Paul McCallum goes, Corey, this is the guy that got your ring back. He came up and like cracked my back.
Yeah.
Hugged me so hard.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, that wasn't really me. It was my brother. But like anything, I'm the connector to all.
Yeah.
When we come back, we're going to talk about these CFL Drive to Survive series that are coming out that's got everybody goo gaga. CFLPA's got a movement going, but probably who's kidding who? A heck of a lot of NHL Stanley Cup playoff stuff, because that's what all anybody wants to talk about. You're watching the RP Show today on YouTube live streaming, and of course 24-hour sports radio at rodpeterson.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Peterson Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Hey, Hey, Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpetersonshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpetersonshop.com.
Grey Eagle Resort and Casino.
Legend throws 713 yards in a single pro football game.
A legend wins 3 Grey Cup MVP awards.
Allen looking deep.
A legend scores 1,209 points in 1,127 NHL games. Play among legends at betregal.net.
Hey, Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpetersonshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpetersonshop.com.
Are you ready? It's finally time for your next adventure, and it starts at Capital GMC. Custom order the perfect new vehicle for you, or reserve one of the hundreds that's already built and on its way. Can't wait? Get into a GM certified pre-owned vehicle that's on our lot and ready to rock. Plus, the American Export event is back and bigger than ever. We'll send your vehicle south, making you the most money for your trade. Guaranteed. Oh, and for a limited time, all name brand tires are employee priced. Only at Capital GMC. Your adventure starts here.
People donate blood for moments like this.
But there are lots of reasons why Canada's Lifeline needs donors every day.
Like the fact that someone with leukemia can need up to 8 units of blood a week.
Or that donated blood lasts no longer than 42 days.
Or to help new moms and babies, like Henry.
There's lots of reasons to donate blood. That's why we need donors every day.
The need for blood is constant. Join Toyota and our Toyota dealers in supporting Canada's Lifeline.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Pedersen Show today.
Okay, we are back. Grey Eagle Resort and Casino. Hopefully that snow will be gone today, Moose. I think it's supposed to get up to about plus 12. It is episode number 744 of your favorite daytime sports and entertainment talk show, the RP Show. And we continue here in the warm-up. On the way, both our guests of the program today are coming up in hour 2. Calgary Flames radio analyst Peter Loubardias and TSN Edmonton reporter Ryan Rishaug. And I'll say it again, Ryan Rishaug is the most level-headed of the Edmonton media as far as I'm concerned. And he's also the guy that knows the most. And when I was summarily trounced from my scoop of Ken Holland becoming the next GM of the Edmonton Oilers, remember that? I still have the screenshots of all the headlines. Pedersen report erroneous. Ken Holland to be GM of the Oilers. Like, it was from everywhere. The only guy to apologize was Rishaug, which tells me how big of a person he is.
Right.
So, Rishi, as some call him, or Shogger, will be with us in hour 2. The story of the moose leg going onto the ice in Flint Flon really seems to have got people giddy-upped today.
Yep.
BW watching in Edmonton says, is there a video of the moose leg on the ice in Flint Flon, like the octopus in Detroit? I'm not sure. I don't know. Tony Cernick, one of our viewers, writes in from the Energy City. He says the moose leg was on the ice after the game. Bruins player Valentino tried to steal it, but the Bombers hunted it down. Series is on. Listen, people love the junior hockey stories, man. Your guy, Bryce Toma, started at Brouhaha when Weyburn played Flin Flon in the final a number of years ago. He stole the moose leg.
Well, everybody tries to do that. It's unbelievable.
Tell the people.
One of the greatest places to watch junior hockey. I mean, you look...
Have you been there?
Of course. And
I have not.
We need to. And I know you don't want to go for the drive, but like it's worth it because you look up and you see Reg Leach and you see Bobby Clark and up in the rafters with their banners. And then the big Bobby Clark mural next to the Queen on the big wall. And then they got the drum going. They've got that going. Visiting teams, I mean, there's stories. I mean, they used to rock the bus outside the Whitney Forum and not let the visiting teams leave. Like... wild, but they love their hockey up there, and it's a wonderful place.
Yeah. And actually, if you go to our Instagram story at The Rod Pedersen Show, we have photos from the Whitney Forum last night. My guy, Pete the Greek, sent them to me. And I'm looking at those banners. There's more banners in that rink than I thought. My dad, who scouted 26 years in the National Hockey League with the Dallas Stars, went up there one time. I don't remember why. Probably scouting. Duh. And he called me. And he's like, oh, Rodzo, he called me. Rods, you got to get up here and see this place. I'm like, yeah, Dad, just take some photos. I don't need to get there that bad. But a few years ago, we were going to go for the league final. We were broadcasting in Moose and I, and they said, how are you going to get to Flin Flon? I said, by plane or not at all. And they found us a plane. But as it turned out, Flin Flon didn't advance. So anyways, yeah, that moose on the ice, the leg, is very legendary. But I was looking at those photos, and again, you're not old enough. I don't know where Lee went, our guy Lee, he was around. He's old enough to remember.
Yeah.
I saw a banner in the rafters in the photos in Flin Flon of Gary Hart. And I believe he was a Philadelphia Flyers great, but I always got him confused with, was it Jerry Hart or Gary Hart was the U.S. politician that got in all that trouble, Lee, and was photographed in the Bahamas with his girlfriend in his lap when he was running for president. It was Gary? Okay, so Jerry Hart played for Flin Flon, unless the politician was a hockey player. I don't know.
And then Rob Hart's the play-by-play guy.
Booger.
So keep everybody straight.
Booger. Why do they call you Booger? I don't know. What movie? Revenge of the Nerds.
Revenge of the Nerds. It was just on the other day in my hotel room.
So the poll question today for Capital Auto Mall Universal Collision Center is, who would win a playoff series between the Calgary Flames and the Nashville Predators? Because I don't think that's been officially clinched yet. You've been watching from the start of the show. I'm terrible at math, and this is the sucky time of year, the last week of the regular season in any league. Math gives me a migraine.
Yeah.
But it looks like it's going to be Flames and Predators. And the last that I looked, over 70% of respondents are saying the Flames would win this series. And actually, the text line is open at 902-518-3033. It's open for business, the text line. And Jeff Krieger writes in from the Energy City, and he says, if the Flames and Predators happen, just watch out for number 84 to run wild on the Flames. That is... What do you know, Tanner Janot, the pride of Oxbow, Saskatchewan? There's going to be a lot of, and former Moose Jaw Warrior, there's going to be a lot of people cheering for Nashville on that series if you're not already a Flames fan, because of Tanner Janot. He plays the game the right way, very honest, hard-nosed player. He can score, but who's kidding who? The majority of our viewers are going to be picking a Flames win, but I think it'll be a long series.
They have been already. I think it's going to be a tough series, a really tough series. They're gonna knock each other around, and I think the Predators have a lot of fans. You mentioned Tanner Janot for folks in our neck of the woods, but they're a popular team. Great atmosphere. You and I have both been there. Great building, great fans, and now good goaltending. Roman Josi, we saw his rocket last night. Matt Duchene, who has had a great year. It'll be a good series.
Pardon me. I think we're going to see a lot of this in the playoffs, but a few things were dawning on me last night. He and I watched the first 2 periods here at the Stage Bar, and then we retired to our rooms for the third. Did you actually watch it in the third? You notice how much the broadcasters were saying how great the game was, right?
Yeah.
And then Lucic came out after and said, the goals, the hits, the fights, top 5 games of my career. Just so you know, they all used to be like that every game. They're just more special now because they're so rare. But I think in the playoffs, they might end up being that way. And this, if you want to know why the Flames are winning, why they clinched the Pacific Division, it's because of Daryl Sutter hockey. And that's what you saw last night.
Yeah.
Lucic steamrolling people. And it's like, we'll take the penalty because we think we can kill it, and it's going to scare the hell out of you.
Right.
That's the whole idea, just so you know. And he won 2 Stanley Cups with that, had great success in Chicago and took him to the Stanley Cup final. That's Daryl Sutter hockey. It's basically Sutter hockey, but specifically Daryl Sutter hockey. It's hard to stand up to.
Yeah, it is. And especially when you don't see as much of that anymore. Guys aren't used to doing it as much. It'll open up some room for the guys out there. You talk about, not wanting to get into a physical game. Well, then all of a sudden, you've got an extra half second because the opposition's a little tentative going into the corner.
And it works maybe until you get to the Stanley Cup final. I've got the Florida Panthers going to the Stanley Cup final. I've been on that train since day 1 of the preseason. They've said that they're happy that I'm coming back for the playoffs, as am I. And when I saw them play the Flames in early January in Florida, they tried to play Daryl Sutter hockey and lost 6-2. Because the Panthers are like, homie, don't play that game. We're going to make you pay on the power play. And they did.
Yeah.
But the Flames have been a different team since then. And, I told you Serena's dad, Phil, has picked a Tampa Bay Calgary Stanley Cup final. Rematch of 2004.
That would be something.
Could this city handle it, Lee? Oh, yeah. He says yes, they can. Oh, yeah. That's what they're waiting on. And a word on the Oilers before I switch over to the as promised CFL stuff. It's interesting. Again, if you've been watching this show from the start today, I said I've spent almost a half century in the province next door. I didn't really get it until now. And you can just translate. Sports fans are sports fans. They just wear different colors. Where in Saskatchewan, it's all Riders all the day, all the time. Here, it's all hockey all the time. But depends on which allegiance you have. Oilers, Flames.
Right.
But now the Oilers have come off the mat. They've pulled a Hulk Hogan, right? Leg on the bottom rope.
Yeah.
They're back. Are they really back? Because in Edmonton, they believe that they're really back. And I'm not saying they're not. But then you got Gregor here yesterday, Jason Gregor, the Edmonton radio host, going, I don't think the Oilers will have much trouble with L.A. We're here already? Like my favorite wrestler, Paul Mr. Wonderful Orndorff. Do you remember him, Lee? Paul Orndorff, Mr. Wonderful? He used to defeat his opponents and then wipe his sweat off and throw it on them. I loved it. It's classy. You couldn't do that in COVID times. My God, they'd draw and quarter him. They'd hang him in the public square.
6 guys with hazmat suits would come and tackle him to the ground.
They would hang him in the middle of town square. Anyways, that's what the Oilers fans, they go from down and out to nobody can touch us. There's no in between with the Oilers fans.
There's not. The thing is you got to be aware that because you've been in both places, you can go to both places in a hurry. So Mike Smith has been playing pretty well. They've gotten good goaltending over the last number of games, and they could have great goaltending and go on a run. But the old goaltending could show up too at any moment. But
and will.
But this isn't just a 2-week trend. This is a 40-game trend for the Oilers, where they've been a top 5 team in the NHL over 40 games. So this team is extremely capable of going on a run this spring.
The Oilers, yeah. Well, in that NHL game notes thing, which I don't read every day, but I should, it's called the Morning Skate. Do you have the login info for that? Like, if you're a hockey nerd like me, you'll really love it. And they said Mike Smith has tied I think it's Jacques Plante for the most wins in a row for oldest goalie. I forgot that Mike Smith hit 40.
Right.
Lordy, look who's 40. The Oilers goalie. And he's tied. One more win here, and he'll hold the record. Is that a record that... Is that something you'd be interested in?
Consecutive wins by a goalie over 40
yeah.
or what?
Yes.
Sure. Yeah, I'd be into that.
We're talking Jacques Plante, okay? This is what the Oilers are pitting their hopes on. Most guys his age are playing rec hockey and having a couple of beers.
I know.
After the game. This guy's, they're hoping to win a Stanley Cup. Okay. Good.
Doesn't matter if he's being pieced together by Band-Aids and elastic bands and Ben Gay, exactly. As long as it holds together for 2 months, okay? Then it can all fall apart.
Popsicle sticks.
2 months, that's it.
From Northside YEG in Edmonton, he says, one thing I absolutely love is how the Winnipeg Jets are not in the playoffs. I don't enjoy that. Good people over there. But as I was meaning to say to the Winnipeg people, and I would say it now, at least you have the Bombers. Right?
You still got a winning team.
From Tacona Pauli, LOL, Rod hopped on my Panther train in September. Yeah, and that's the thing. They're not my favorite team. The Vegas Golden Knights are. But I got to tell you, with the way that they treat me, which it doesn't take a lot to get on my good side, they treat me so good. You've seen the videos from down there. It's unbelievable. Yeah. They give me a fast pass to everywhere I want to go. The Florida Panthers. How could you not like that?
Yeah.
Vegas was pretty good to me, too, and the Flames are no slouch. We are going to take a timeout. When we come back, we're going to get into this CFL stuff. You've been waiting for it for at least one segment, maybe two. On the way, Peter Loubardias and Ryan Rishaug. You are watching the RP Show live from Grey Eagle Resort and Casino on YouTube Live today. And, of course, if you missed any of the program, you can always catch the podcast wherever you enjoy your podcasts, including Apple, Stitcher, and Spotify.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Hey, Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpetersonshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpetersonshop.com.
People donate blood for moments like this.
But there are lots of reasons why Canada's Lifeline needs donors every day.
Like the fact that someone with leukemia can need up to 8 units of blood a week.
Or that donated blood lasts no longer than 42 days.
Or to help new moms and babies, like Henry.
There's lots of reasons to donate blood. That's why we need donors every day.
The need for blood is constant. Join Toyota and our Toyota dealers in supporting Canada's Lifeline.
Lot of sun, smoky in the air, that's a lot of pine. Big time, big time, big time, big time.
Are you ready? It's finally time for your next adventure, and it starts at Capital Ford. Custom order the perfect new vehicle for you, or reserve one of the hundreds that's already built and on its way. Can't wait? Get into a pre-owned vehicle that's already on the lot and ready to rock. Plus, the American Export event is back and bigger than ever. We'll send your vehicle south, making you the most money for your trade. Guaranteed. Oh, and for a limited time, all name brand tires are employee priced. Only at Capital Ford Lincoln. Your adventure starts here.
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. EDG, always delivering the best fan experience.
Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services, and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right. Universal Collision Center is Saskatchewan's premier auto body shop. Our extensive process ensures that every vehicle that comes through our state-of-the-art facilities is returned pre-accident condition, and that every UCC customer experience is an easy one. We're certified to repair all makes, all models, and all luxury brands, and Universal Auto Spa offers full-service detailing packages to suit you and your vehicle. Plus, we're the official body shop of your Saskatchewan Rough Riders. Universal Collision Center, 3910 Rochdale Boulevard and 2355 First Avenue in Regina.
Business owners and marketers. Okay, we know you think we're pretty cool. That's why we want you to share in the coolness factor. Partner with the Rod Pedersen Show and market your business every weekday to sports lovers just like yourself. Take advantage of our many cost-effective commercial and promotional opportunities. Tell the world about your business. Yes, the world. Thanks to Game Plus TV and the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. Contact us today and find out how you can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show, The Rod Pedersen Show.
It is Grey Eagle Resort and Casino. By the way, the Beach Boys catch the West Coast beach vibes with one of the most influential rock and roll bands of all time, the Beach Boys. Dance and sing along to the best hits of the iconic band for one night only, July 28th at Grey Eagle Event Center. You just saw it. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.ca. A sports update. The Saskatchewan Rattlers of the Canadian Elite Basketball League announced Wednesday they have signed Oak Park native guard Scotty Lindsay for the 2022 CEBL season. He played with NCAA Division I Northwestern University, started his pro career in 2018 with the NBA G League's Grand Rapids Drive. There are 5 games in the NHL tonight featuring 2 Canadian teams already eliminated from postseason contention. The Montreal Canadiens pay a visit to the Rangers. At the same time, the Winnipeg Jets host Philadelphia. And as I say, don't worry, Winnipeg, at least you have the Bombers. And the Washington Capitals are listing Alex Ovechkin as day-to-day with an upper body injury, but there's legitimate concern about the longtime captain's health moving forward. He appeared to hurt his shoulder when he slammed into the boards in Sunday's game against Toronto. The sports update for Ballers Rec Room. Check out our brand new line of games for the Tap Brewhouse and Drive-Thru Liquor Store, and for Red Bull Canada. Red Bull gives you wings. Just on the Jets thing, one of our P1s, Pinks, writes in and says they have the Winnipeg Ice as well. They could have a better playoff showing than the Jets. They've already had a better playoff showing than the Jets. They made the playoffs, and they're up 3-0. From John Massey, Oilers fan, he says Smitty will sweep the Kings and score an empty netter to clinch the series. You saw the pass he put on McJesus' stick in San Jose in overtime.
It was pretty good.
Can we just go one day at a time and stop with a bravado? People are getting... What's going on? People are into the devil's juice this morning? Like, Jack Fulton, you know Jack.
Yeah.
He was here at Grey Eagle yesterday. He's watching in Vulcan, Alberta. He says, Flames and Stampeders 2022 Stanley Cup and Grey Cup champions. Calgary is the new city of champions. Somebody wrote here about Winnipeg being the city of champions, and quite frankly, the Jets got to make the playoffs for that to happen. Yeah, here it is. Northside YEG in Edmonton. He says, y'all got a team that wins championships in the CFL. You can't win everything. Well, one of the saddest days of my life was when Edmonton took down the City of Champions sign. And it's still not there, eh, Lee? It's still gone. Leave that sucker up forever.
You can't be the City of Champions, though, unless you have multiple championship teams. And not the Blue Bombers winning multiple championships, but multiple different franchises in different sports, like the Oilers, the Eskimos at the time, right? You know, the Golden Bears were winning everything.
Tampa Bay.
Right. Tampa Bay. Could be the
Stingers,
could be a City of Champions right now. You know, if the Ice win the Western League title this year, then maybe Winnipeg could talk. They might be on their way. But you'll need the Jets to do something to really be a City of Champions.
I'm sure, listen, you people from Edmonton, tell me, was there a debate at City Council to take that off the when you welcome to Edmonton sign? Because here's why I have a problem with that. And we had Victor Cui on the show talking about it, the president of the Elks. He didn't like it coming down either because little kids, even people your age and younger, drive by that sign. Dad, why does it say City of Champions? Because, son, the Eskimos won 5 Grey Cups in a row in the early 80s, and the Oilers won 5 Stanley Cups. Oh. It's never changed. You can't take that away.
No, you
Why
can't.
would you take that down? I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Anyways, we got to move on the CFL thing. A couple things. There's not a whole lot going on. We're, by my math, 19 days till the start of training camp. I wake up this morning, open my cellular phone, and I have a tweet tagged in it from the CFL Players Association. They tagged me, you, producer Clark, our show, CFL on Reddit, and the news account CFL Headlines. And they said, let's get it going. Post a selfie of you and your favorite CFLPA member. And so I got it going. I put my favorite player on there, me and Cody Fajardo. You had a photo that you couldn't find with Bo Lacombo. He's with BC now, right?
Yeah.
And some fans are starting to get it going. I'm sure they wish it was more of a brush fire than it is on Twitter, but it is what it is. So there's that. Listen, I'll say it right now. Go to my Twitter feed of the CFL Players Association and follow the train and put your photo up of you and your favorite CFL player. But I don't think the fans really realize that a Players Association union member is actually a player. They don't get this stuff.
Right.
It's like you said the other day. Fans don't care who the president is of the team. They don't care who the owner is of the team. They don't.
Fans don't care. Fans don't know. They don't know who the president is of the team. They don't know who the owner is of the team. You know, when I was growing up watching sports, and I was a diehard sports fan. I watched SportsCenter every day. Until I got into this business, I didn't know who presidents and owners were of the team, and I didn't care.
Yeah, they don't care.
No.
So that's.
They care who the quarterback is.
I was thinking about this today as I was shampooing my hair with Tough Tribe for Men. That's why it looks so good. The fans don't care, but they should care because that's who's making all the decisions. That's who's running the team. If they actually knew, I think they should care, but they don't because they don't know.
Right.
That's the difference. From our viewers, from Jax watching on YouTube, he says, Rod, you practically counted the Oilers out a month and a half ago. Let us fans have our excitement. No, Jax, I did count the Oilers out a month and a half ago. But the thing is, I went right up to the Oilers on Saturday night in Red Deer, and I said, I counted you out a month and a half ago, so keep going, you guys. Way to go. Obviously, Jax, you weren't watching on Monday where I said the relief, it was emanating off the Oilers people like a mist, like a steam.
Yeah.
They were so relieved to have clinched a playoff spot, and they laughed and said, relax for a week. Because you never can get settled. The second that you get comfortable, you're done.
That's right.
So, no, the Oilers, I counted them out. Let's see how far they go. And you guys have as much fun as you want. You better hope the team doesn't get ahead of themselves like the fans and media are.
Yeah.
And that's the coach's job, and that is in both cities, Calgary and Edmonton, probably any team, it's coach's job. By the way, you see the Oilers and Flames jerseys behind Moose. I picked those up. We're trying to decide which one to display more prominently, and I feel like the team that won the night before will go higher in the... What do you think?
So
they both won last night.
Right,
So
but you got the Flames in front, but the Oilers is higher. So what is... Yeah, it's...
I don't know.
We're pretty good at dancing that dance, you know,
Well,
and
you
walking
are.
our fence, and no, it's fun, you know, and my gosh, 30 years, we deserve a Battle of Alberta. Like hockey fans, not just in this province, but in the world.
There'll be blood in the streets.
Deserve it.
One more before we break. Darren Workman says, good team presidents and owners don't want the fans to know who they are. The team should be the attraction.
Bingo!
I disagree. No. Good team presidents and owners want the team to win first. And then we'll worry about who gets the credit, who's public. The focus should be on winning. That's all. And then we go from there. And giving your people the resources to win. We'll be right back. You're watching the RP Show live on, not today, Game Plus Television, live streaming on YouTube and 24-hour sports radio at rodpeterson.com.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Peterson Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Peterson Show now.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445. Hey Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpetersonshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpetersonshop.com.
Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right.
Grey Eagle Resort and Casino.
Some of the challenges we face with the CT technology that we have today is some of the deficiencies in around integration with some of our other systems. The addition of 2 new 4D simulators within the programming of the Saskatchewan Cancer Agency is going to have significant impact on the care we provide to the people of Saskatchewan.
Are you ready? It's finally time for your next adventure, and it starts at Capital GMC. Custom order the perfect new vehicle for you, or reserve one of the hundreds that's already built and on its way. Can't wait? Get into a GM certified pre-owned vehicle that's on our lot and ready to rock. Plus, the American Export event is back and bigger than ever. We'll send your vehicle south, making you the most money for your trade. Guaranteed. Oh, and for a limited time, all name brand tires are employee priced. Only at Capital GMC. Your adventure starts here.
People donate blood for moments like this.
But there are lots of reasons why Canada's Lifeline needs donors every day.
Like the fact that someone with leukemia can need up to 8 units of blood a week.
Or that donated blood lasts no longer than 42 days.
Or to help new moms and babies, like Henry.
There's lots of reasons to donate blood. That's why we need donors every day.
The need for blood is constant. Join Toyota and our Toyota dealers in supporting Canada's Lifeline.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Pedersen Show today.
Grey Eagle Resort and Casino, the place to be. The master of redneck comedy, by the way, coming here. Jeff Foxworthy, Saturday, May 28th. Actor, writer, producer, and former host of Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? Jeff Foxworthy's hilarious show can't be missed. Tickets available at Ticketmaster.ca. I would love to be here because I love Jeff Foxworthy Moose. However, we'll be in Estevan for the Centennial Cup, right, Lou? Yeah. Will be. They'll be on the playoff road. Peter Loubardias is in for the next couple of segments, and not a moment too soon, Lou. I got to be honest, because look at these comments, Moose. It's Taco Time viewer takeover right now.
Yeah.
Taco Time with over 120 locations across Canada. There's always one near you. 14 in this town alone. It's a Taco Time mecca. So from the viewers, Randy from Winnipeg writes in, he says, will Ekblad in Florida and Landeskog in Colorado be ready for the playoffs? I don't know, and you're probably not going to. Now's the time that you don't find out.
Right.
It's like we said with Ovechkin. He's day-to-day, the Capitals are saying. They're not telling anybody. From Jennifer at the Four Seasons Sports Palace, the home of the Greek Freak. She says Colorado should be worried. The last 2 games, Kemper hasn't looked too good. Should they be worried?
I wouldn't be in Colorado. I mean, you're concerned when your team isn't dominant like they had been all year, but this is still a really, really good group, and Darcy Kemper has shown he can play with the best.
Jeff Kabilas in Winnipeg watching. He says, I'm heading to the Jets game tonight. Go Flyers. LOL. Tank for... Suck for Wright? Is there a campaign for Shane Wright? What is it? Is there a phrase? No. You know what I mean? Tank for Hank.
Yeah, right.
Lose for Cruz.
Right. There's no.
Suck for Wright. Can we come up with one by the end of the show?
I'll work on that.
Maybe you won't even go first, Lou said. Oh, that's what I said. You are in for a special treat when the original Greek freak, Peter Loubardias, joins. You got a nickname in that fraternity? Just Lou. I was listening. I'll wait till Lou comes on next hour to tell him this. On Saturday night when I was coming home from Red Deer, this man was in fine form. Young. From Northside YEG in Edmonton, he says, one question I have is, would the Oilers be doing this with Dave Tippett? Was it the coaching that changed this season? Or was it Evander Kane being added? Better goaltending? Does it really matter now?
No, as long as they keep winning.
Yeah.
Right? It's probably a combination of everything, right? The coaching change, new voice in the room, kind of changes things a little bit. Yeah, some pieces. They've gotten a lot better. The whole group has, obviously. So, but it really doesn't matter as long as they keep winning.
It doesn't matter. Can't you just see George Anitso saying that? It doesn't matter. He's good. He's good. He's very good. Ted in red. You love the Greek impression,
of course,
don't you? He's good. He's good. From Ted in Red Deer, the Flames will need Markstrom to do a Jonathan Quick impersonation to advance in the playoffs. He says, I think he's capable. That's why they got him. And that is the Flames' ace in the hole as far as I'm concerned. It's the Oilers' Achilles heel as far as I'm concerned. And I am concerned about those Florida Panthers. I mean, I haven't been as close to the scene because I've been here for a month and will be here for a little while longer. But when I get to Florida, I'll have a little more information on what's going on there. Not necessarily on Ekblad, but they don't even know who they're going to start in goal going into the playoffs, the Florida Panthers. That would be a little bit of a concern to me. Yeah. Tampa Bay knows.
Right. What do you say? If you have two goalies, you don't have one. Is that the case? They can both play.
I got to think about it. When they say if you have two quarterbacks, you don't have one.
Right.
I don't go along with that. Goalies.
When Bob
again, we'll put it to Lou, the man with all the answers.
When Bob's on, I mean, they're very good. But when he's not on, they have Spencer Knight who can come off the bench and win games. So that's a good spot to be in, isn't it?
Moose, I told you to remind me about the Drive to Survive thing.
Show's not over.
For you, it is.
No, okay.
Pretty much.
I know.
All the CFL teams are coming out with their own behind-the-scenes shows. And if you go and follow the CFL on Instagram, you will see a clip of Chris Jones dropping a in the clip. Have you seen it?
Yes. You sent it to me.
Yeah, that's right. I sent it to you. Chris Jones. So people are saying, why are the teams individually doing these behind-the-scenes Drive to Survive type things? Why is there no support from the league nor the broadcaster, TSN? Who knows? Who cares? It doesn't matter. The good news is they are. And I said to Moose, we got to do our own Drive to Survive series. Lee, you got to play yourself. No acting. Can you imagine him?
Yeah, I can. It would be great.
We've had so many moments just this week. Last night in the buffet, Alexander, the server, dumped Diet Coke all over me. Yo, yeah. And Moose is like, Diet Coke all over me. Yo, yeah. And Moose is like, we should be filming this. And I'm like, and I said to Olex, don't worry, Olex. It's water resistant. Under Armour sweats. You're good. He turned redder than that Flames jersey, the poor guy.
Know.
And then the other night in Boston Pizza, the server comes up to this guy. Anybody ever tell you look like Jason Sudeikis?
We live in a casino.
Only every other day, honey. And I felt like saying, can you say that again? But I'm filming this time, but I thought it would be too creepy. What a great show that would be. I'd watch it.
Let's get on that.
Wait a minute, I'm living it.
You are living it every day.
Peter Loubardias and Ryan Rishaug next hour. Stick around, everybody, after this break on YouTube and normally Game Plus TV.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Are you ready? It's finally time for your next adventure, and it starts at Capital GMC. Custom order the perfect new vehicle for you, or reserve one of the hundreds that's already built and on its way. Can't wait? Get into a GM-certified pre-owned vehicle that's on our lot and ready to rock. Plus, the American Export event is back and bigger than ever. We'll send your vehicle south, making you the most money for your trade. Guaranteed. Oh, and for a limited time, all name brand tires are employee priced. Only at Capital GMC. Your adventure starts here.
Some of the challenges we face with the CT technology that we have today is some of the deficiencies in around integration with some of our other systems. The addition of 2 new 4D simulators within the programming, the Saskatchewan Cancer Agency is going to have significant impact on the care we provide to the people of Saskatchewan.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
Lot of sun, smoky in the air, that's a lot of pine. Big time, big time, big time, big time.
Are you ready? It's finally time for your next adventure, and it starts at Capital Ford. Custom order the perfect new vehicle for you, or reserve one of the hundreds that's already built and on its way. Can't wait? Get into a pre-owned vehicle that's already on the lot and ready to rock. Plus, the American Export event is back and bigger than ever. We'll send your vehicle south, making you the most money for your trade. Guaranteed. Oh, and for a limited time, all name brand tires are employee priced. Only at Capital Ford Lincoln. Your adventure starts here.
Grey Eagle Resort and Casino.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Pedersen Show today.
One night in Edmonton, we were out on the town, and there was a guy by the name of Bain Norrie.
How about that?
Bain says, "Did I ever tell you guys about the night I was out with Rolling Stones?" And I'm like, "Come on, what was Mick Jagger like?" And he's like, "Well, no, Mick Jagger and Keith Richards weren't there. It was the rest of the band." And I hit the floor. "You weren't with the Rolling Stones then, Bain."
Keith Richards and Mick Jagger are the Rolling Stones.
Exactly.
This is the Rod Pedersen Show.
It sure is. Hello, Canada and Canadian sports fans around the world. Welcome to the RP Show. We're coming to you live from the Stage Bar at Grey Eagle Resort and Casino, Calgary's entertainment destination. But we're broadcasting most days on Game Plus television across all 10 provinces and 31 U.S. states. live streaming on YouTube as always, and you're in for a special treat. I'm going to tell you that last hour, because we're now in hour 2, in hour 1 we went through the NHL games last night, the NHL playoff matchups. My mind is blown with what's going on. It took me a good sleep to get over and wrap my head around it. The junior hockey playoffs are wild. A Moose Leg went on the ice in Flint Flon last night. The Blue Jays keep winning. The Raptors had a day off. And there's some things going on in the CFL. So as we welcome in Peter Loubardias, our good and long-time friend, the Saskatoon product and Calgary Flames radio color man. Great times to be alive, Lou.
It's good. It's good.
He's good.
He's good. He's number one. Never mind. He's the best. You make for 25, you sell for 325. He's good. Sorry.
Didn't take you long.
Well, you set me up. So when you put it on a tee, I'm going to hit it.
Man, did you ever.
I haven't been doing this for a long time for no reason.
Saskatoon guy over here, and he's been living in Alberta. What did I hear you say, since 2008? Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I've been in the rectangle for almost a half century, and I didn't realize. I should have, because when I went to Mount Royal University here, I was 17. I had my head stuck between my legs. I wasn't paying attention.
And you weren't here for very long.
No.
Because you were on the air by the time you were like 18. I know.
Yeah, similar to you.
Yes, exactly.
But now you come back and you appreciate a lot more. The beauty, the mountains, the people, the this, the that.
It's a good place.
And it's an amazing place.
Yeah, it's a great spot.
And the hockey. They don't get enough. This province is vibrating, Lou.
Oh, you have no idea. Wait to see if both teams can take care of business in round numero uno and see what happens.
Well, the fact that they're
going to blow up the province. And it's not going to be the players.
It's the fans, yeah.
The media people will be into it. The peanut vendors, they'll be into it. But I can tell you right now, and I'm not a big social media fan myself, mine will be going off during the Battle of Alberta. Because I want no part of it. I don't want to see ridiculous human behavior.
The negativity.
Yeah. Don't need it.
We've had this discussion. I mean...
But you're on the other side, and that's good.
Of what?
Well, I mean, social media, you're more accepting of social media than I am. I accept it, and I'm not even mad at social media. It's kind of shown human behavior in a way that doesn't always make you feel very good.
It's horrible. Yeah, it's how you handle it. Not you. It's how people
No, I would
handle
listen.
it.
I mean, and I've gotten way better, but I've gotten way better because you have to understand what it is and what it isn't.
Just one comment before we get into the last night's wild hockey game in Nashville. I'll just say this, man, because I don't think I've ever had this conversation with you.
Yeah.
I was doing a dinner sports banquet in Paradise Hill, Saskatchewan.
Yes.
You ever been there? It's beautiful. There's a reason they call it Paradise Hill.
It's lovely.
Brian Sutter, Daryl Sutter, Buddy Benz Miller.
Yes.
Rachel Holman and me. What an eclectic group.
Wow, that's quite a group.
Yeah, and Brian Sutter said, it wasn't about social media, but he said it was, he was talking about fear. He said fear is like fire. If you don't handle it well, you'll get burnt. It could kill you.
It is very true.
But if you handle it right, it can heat your home, heat your food.
Yeah,
it's your number one enemy. And I say that about social media. If you handle it right, it's not as dangerous as you think. You just can't get offended. But enough about that.
Yes.
Last night's game. In overtime, was it 5-4 or 4-3?
5-4.
5-4 Flames in overtime. Matthew Tkachuk scores with 1.1 second to go to tie it. In a playoff preview, you must have been thinking, if this happens, sign me up.
Well, I'll tell you what I was really thinking is, I didn't see it coming from 1,000 miles away.
That game?
Yes.
Yeah.
With that kind of intensity, with the hitting, I mean, that was as old... That's a unicorn last night. You just don't see that in the regular... You're not going to see that even if they do play in the playoffs.
You don't think so?
No, because in the playoffs, there's so much at stake. You'll have as much intensity. You'll have plenty of physicality. You'll have plenty of emotion. But you better not have, as Daryl was quick to point out after the game, you better not be shorthanded 6 or 7 times each. Can't do it. You can't do it. Because last night, there's nothing more fun in sports when emotion sometimes overrides intelligence. We need more of it. More of it. We need more rivalry. We need more of those kind of nights. But with more on the line, you know...
So was he mad at Lucic?
No, not in the least.
Well, he took the penalty.
Well, he took the penalty. That might not even be a penalty. Listen, the game got completely offside on the Tkachuk-Duchesne situation as they were getting ready to drop the puck. I mean, there was already an unbelievable heavyweight tilt between the former Moose Jaw Warrior and good Oxbow boy, Tanner Jeannot and Eric Goodbranson. They're throwing them to the point I get a little nervous when I see those fights. Because I'm always worried somebody's really going to get hurt.
Do they ever?
Yeah, oh yeah. Absolutely they do. And so, you know, Tkachuk comes up high with his stick and Duchesne with a slash, spear, depending on which way you looked at it. And I mean, then it was on.
Yeah.
And it didn't ever get reeled in. So it was, and then, you know, back and forth, the goal with .1. UC Saros gets hurt in the last 5 minutes of the game. Like, you know, when Milan Lucic, and I've been around a lot of hockey players in my life, as have you, when he talks about it being one of the 5 best regular season games he's ever been involved in, that's good enough for me.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. And the viewers are loving it, writing in about the unicorn. Jeff in Winnipeg says, well said, Lou. Now I'm going to use that statement with my wife. Wow, you agree with me. That's a unicorn. LOL. A lot of comments here.
I'd maybe stay in the sporting realm. If I've learned anything, and not much, but I think I finally have it straight this time. Understand.
Agree with your wife.
Yeah.
Simple. 3 words. Agree with it. 4 words.
Yeah. It's helpful.
But I did say to the young kids today, I said, gather around, kids, in our morning meeting. You can call it a unicorn, and Lucic can say top 5 in his 1,000th games he's played, but I feel like most games were like that, 80s and 90s.
There was a lot of them. Sure,
yeah.
Sure there was.
And they're just more special now because they're so rare.
Well, we weren't calling them unicorns in the 70s and the 80s.
That's what
when
I mean.
was showing up and pestering my poor mother to take me to the Saskatoon Arena as a kid to get to the old barn an hour and 15 minutes before game time because, Lord help me, if I missed the warm-up.
I know.
When the right matchup would happen.
That's why we loved it so much.
It was the greatest. Now, we were young and impressionable, but it was different.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of things about it that when you look back, you go, it's probably good that we've moved in certain different directions. But there are other times where, listen, I always say this about the sport of hockey. If you combined that everyday old passion with today's skill, greatest sport on earth by a million miles. But it's not happening.
I don't think we could handle it.
Sonia and Sam's social media sure as hell couldn't.
No,
that I can tell you.
No, they couldn't.
Yeah.
To the, listen, we do have Lou for 40 minutes, so we do have a lot of time, and I want to get to the Flint Flon moose leg on the ice thing.
Come on, Whitney, for him.
I know, but we have a lot of, what, you don't like that?
No, it's awesome.
Oh, you do?
Oh.
I thought you said, come on, Whitney, for him, as in...
No, that's just one of my things. I'll say, come on, Rod, or...
Right.
It's okay.
Okay. Just the Oilers, because there are so many of their fans that never did give up on them. That's a Oilers fan. They don't give up on their team.
Well, they're incredibly passionate.
Yes, I admire it.
And when you're unbelievably passionate, it's your greatest strength, and it can also be your greatest weakness when you assess your group. I'll tell you who I give a lot of credit to. A.J. Woodcroft. But here's what really made me mad in Oilerland this year. People who were ripping on Ken Holland. Ken Holland forgot more about how to win than the majority of people in the sport. And Ken Holland, pardon me, these headphones falling around. Ken Holland, because people who have won understand when you're close, when you require steps, what you need, and that it is a process. It's not just because you have the 2 of the 5 or 6 best players on planet Earth that it is your given right to win. No. There's a lot more to it. And I think I just think the world of Ken. I really do. He's one of the classiest people I've ever dealt with. His resume just went in the Hall of Fame. But he glued it together.
So far. He got him into the playoffs.
Yeah.
But it's the Stanley Cup is the thing, is it not? The ring is the thing.
Well,
I feel the job's, the Picasso isn't painted yet, Lou.
Yeah, but give it some time. You got to take some steps, Roddy. You can't, you generally in life go from finding your way to being an elite team. You know what my definition of an elite team is? It's getting to round 2 or 3 on a fairly regular basis.
Mm-hmm.
Because one-offs, they can happen, but for the most part, you look at Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is the greatest. They are the number 1 franchise, elite kings of the kings right now in
Obviously,
the NHL.
yeah.
Okay? And not because they've won twice, but because they've been in the final bloody 4 5 times in the last 7 years. So when you keep knocking on the door and you are an elite team, at some point you're going to break through. But generally it takes a step or two to truly understand the grind, the marathon that it is, and you can't get playoff experience and understand how to win in the playoffs without doing it and understanding how to do it. Yes, teams get on a run, but generally those aren't sustainable over any length of time. So I have 3 phases. A, you get to a point as an organization where you can compete for a playoff spot. Then you become an annual participant. Now we're starting to talk. But until you get to that point over a 4 or 5 year stretch, you're probably going to get some bumps.
Sure, and I'm not sure where the Oilers are on that. We have 2 minutes left in this segment. Clearly, it's going to carry over to the next.
The Oilers could make it to round. Who knows?
Lou, you have passion. I have passion, and we're very loyal people.
Yeah,
I'm loyal to the Tippett family. I'm loyal to Dave Tippett.
Yeah.
So when I'm playing devil's advocate here, and trust me, Lou, I'm not upset. We're just having a conversation.
Yeah.
You're mature enough, not like the Sonia and Sam social media. We're not going to fight over this.
We could.
We might. I shouldn't get ahead of myself.
We could.
You said you're not going to fire Dave Tippett, and then you do. These goaltenders, I'm not sold on. Mike Smith, did you see he just tied Jacques Plante for the longest winning streak for the oldest goalie ever?
Oh, yeah.
Great. Koskinen, not even playing. Can't play him.
Okay.
And you bring in Evander Kane, who's scoring, but I don't know if you want that.
He's not for me, but
in your dressing room. And when I say that, I mean just that. I don't know him personally, but I know the history. So do you want that history in your room? So I just think nothing's been solved. They clinched, great. And I said to the Oilers people in Red Deer the other night, I didn't believe in you. Congrats, keep it going. And I meant it.
Okay.
I just think that the painting's not done yet.
So where are you going? You're still mad at Ken Holland because he fired Dave Tippett?
Pretty much, kind of what I'm saying, yeah.
Okay. Well, first of all, Ken's never done it before.
Fired a coach?
Yeah, in the middle of the season. I don't think Ken truly wanted to do it, and I don't think he believed at that point in time that it was the number 1 problem. But in major professional sports, the general manager doesn't have the biggest vote. So you take that where you want to take it.
My mind's racing.
And at a certain point in time, in that environment, in Edmonton, listen, I loved it there. I worked there for 3 years and loved it. Those were 3 of my favorite years because I'm probably more built to be an Edmonton type than I am a Calgary type. I'm a blue collar. I'm a blue collar, passionate, all in kind of guy on whatever I'm all in on. Okay?
Sure.
So I get those people, even though, and I've been on both sides of the fence. So, again, I think Ken did everything in his power to hold the Wolves at the door.
To save Dave.
There is no doubt in my mind that is the case. Now, also, when Dave took it in the chin, and I'm a big fan of his too, talking about David, former Canadian Olympian, Moosomin, Saskatchewan, God bless you. But they had 6 or 7 guys out of the lineup at the time. They couldn't get a save. Nobody within the room was gluing it together. And again, since Connor McDavid came along, the expectations of where people think that team should be are a little out of whack. They are just now, to me, with their personnel, with more experience for McDavid and Draisaitl, they are just now, to me, at a point where, you know what? You're probably a little closer now to making a run.
I'm still hung up on who's got the biggest vote. And I'm not going to ask you who it is on the air or off.
I don't even know.
You're saying it's the owner or the captain. That's where my mind is.
No,
either ahead
I'm
of the
not
GM.
saying the captain.
We'll be right back. You're watching the RP Show, Game Plus Television, YouTube Live, and 24-hour sports radio at rodpeterson.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Peterson Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Universal Collision Center is Saskatchewan's premier auto body shop. Our extensive process ensures that every vehicle that comes through our state-of-the-art facilities is returned pre-accident condition, and that every UCC customer experience is an easy one. We're certified to repair all makes, all models, and all luxury brands, and Universal Auto Spa offers full-service detailing packages to suit you and your vehicle. Plus, we're the official body shop of your Saskatchewan Rough Riders. Universal Collision Center, 3910 Rochdale Boulevard and 2355 First Avenue in Regina.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Peterson Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Peterson Show today.
A legend throws 713 yards in a single pro football game.
A legend wins 3 Grey Cup MVP awards.
Allen looking deep. A legend scores 1,209 points in 1,127 NHL games. Play among legends at betregal.net.
Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right.
Hey, Rod Squad. Now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpetersonshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show. Official RP Show gear at rodpetersonshop.com.
Grey Eagle Resort and Casino. Grey Eagle Resort and Casino. Casino fancy. Lot of sun, smoky in the air, that's a lot of pine. Big time, big time, big time, big time.
Business owners and marketers. Okay, we know you think we're pretty cool. That's why we want you to share in the coolness factor. Partner with the Rod Peterson Show and market your business every weekday to sports lovers just like yourself. Take advantage of our many cost-effective commercial and promotional opportunities. Tell the world about your business. Yes, the world. Thanks to Game Plus TV and the Rod Peterson Digital Network. Contact us today and find out how you can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show, The Rod Peterson Show.
All right, welcome back to the RP show, everybody. It is episode number 744 of your favorite daytime sports and entertainment talk show, coming to you live from that place, Grey Eagle Resort and Casino. We got our great and longtime friend Peter Loubardias with us, Calgary Flames Radio, Fan 960. From the viewers, Ted and Red Deer, great chat, Rod and Lou, fantastic. From Pinks, one of our Priority One viewers, he says, is the boxing ring still set up in the event center? Let's get it done, boys. Oh, for me and Lou, we're not arguing.
No.
We haven't even, that's not arguing.
Listen, you want to see some arguing. We're both capable.
That's nothing.
That's not arguing.
Darren, I think we need that hit again. Where'd he go? Lee, can you handle that? He needs it refreshed. They don't have him. Lou's there. You could hear him, of course.
Is there a Subway sponsor?
I think we got him on.
Aren't they now Eat Fresh and Refresh?
Taco time. Taco time it is.
Oh, they make a heck of a tater tot.
There we go. They got it. We got it? Okay. We're good? Is good? Okay, Lou.
That wasn't bad, by the way.
Yeah. I got to ask you, for the junior hockey people who have literally written in and said thanks for the coverage. The best people in the world, right?
They're awesome, yeah.
Hockey people in general, but junior hockey people where you know they're specifically in it for the love of the game. I mentioned last night, it's in my notes here, Flint Flon in overtime beat the Estevan Bruins at Whitney Forum. I believe the score was 2-1. No, the series is 2-1 for Estevan. Score last night was 4-3. So it's Estevan 2-1 lead over Flint Flon. Game 4 tonight at Whitney Forum. You've been there. They tell me a moose leg went on the ice after the game last night. Update our viewers on that tradition if you don't mind.
Well, I don't think it happens every game, but it can. And it's been a long time since I've been, but I have seen it.
I don't think it's changed.
With my own two eyes. You got to go back to the mid-'80s for the last time I was actually in that building. So it's been forever when I was the voice of the Estevan Bruins back in the day. And we didn't go every trip, but I was there 3 or 4 different times. The tradition is awesome.
The moose leg or just Flin Flon in general?
Both.
Yeah?
Because well, obviously the moose leg is incredibly unique. I mean, it's like the octopus in Detroit or, the rats in Florida. I mean, it's unto itself. It's very unique. And Flin Flon and the Whitney Forum are really unique. And for me, that's a long time ago now. But, the first 2 people I thought of when I walked into the Whitney Forum were
Bobby Clark,
Robert Clark,
Reggie
and
Leach.
Reggie Leach.
The rifle.
Yeah, for their great days in the late 60s and helping the Bombers to the Memorial Cup and all the rich tradition. And Bobby Clark, if a guy ever fit Flin Flon, it's Bobby Clark. Right. Reggie Leach, one of the great goal scorers of his time. And I couldn't stand Philadelphia as a kid, but obviously appreciated that. So, yeah, there's lots of buildings. I don't even know how many hockey rinks I've been in my life, but
just about every one, probably. I would
pretty
think.
Close. There's
literally
there's not many on the list in certain parts of the country, anyway.
Well, could you imagine a better league final? Sorry to get down on the Junior A stuff here, which incidentally the Alberta Junior League final doesn't open until Friday.
Yeah.
Big delay there. Spruce Grove and Brooks. I'm not sure what's going on in Manitoba, but Flin Flon, Estevan, that's
good.
Iconic.
It's
franchises.
Iconic. It's a heck of a bus ride.
Right.
On the 10.
How far would it be?
Like 10, 11.
Wow.
It's a long ways. It's not short.
So I was saying this last hour. My dad was up scouting in Flin Flon 20 years ago, and he called me all the same things you just said. He's like, the history, the photos in the rink, and
the rock.
Yeah, the rock. He said the sewer pipes are above ground here because I said, just take pictures, Dad. I don't think I need to go. But are you telling me that I need to go?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's one of those places, and there's several, and some of them just don't exist anymore.
Like what?
Well, you can't go to the Medicine Hat Arena anymore if you've never been.
The Smarty Box.
I can't go to the old Saskatoon Arena, which is still...
It's a Toys R Us now.
Yeah, it is a Toys R Us. My all-time favorite, number one on my list, arena. And one of my only regrets is I just missed having a chance to call a game out of there. Just missed.
Where?
Saskatoon.
Oh.
never got a chance to call a game at the barn. The Robert Guertin Arena in Hull, Quebec is another one for me that is just incredibly unique and just...
Memorial Cup.
Just
98, wasn't it?
97.
97.
Yes, 98 in Spokane.
25 years ago.
97, the greatest comeback in round-robin Memorial Cup history. Lethbridge down 6-1 against Hull going into the third period. They tied it at 6, and Mike Josephson, whose son Oliver was the 5th overall pick to the Red Deer Rebels, is going to be a heck of a player, scored about 2.5 minutes into overtime. One of the greatest things I've ever seen with my own two eyes.
I got to pause you for a second. One, viewers writing in, Jeff says it's a Steinbach-Dauphin final.
Nice.
And you bring up the Lethbridge thing. I was telling Moose stories about Maxie last night. And we were in the right. We're in the lobby of the Lethbridge rink after a morning skate, and we're like, Maxie, where's the place to go after the game tonight? He was holding his granddaughter. Turns and goes, Top Hat.
Yeah.
Yeah. What a guy.
Brian Maxwell, and I'm very thankful. I don't know why, but I was as scared to go near that man as almost...
And for good reason.
As almost anybody. But the good news is, in my travels, he always treated me incredibly well.
He was charged with assaulting a referee.
Yeah, I know. And I know when it happened, and I know where it happened.
I was there.
Yeah, I know. And I know what precipitated. I was not there, for a change. But it brings back one particular memory. And like I said, he was always very good with me, even though you had to maybe put on an extra set before you sat in his office, because you never knew where it might go. But I was at the Civic Center in Moose Jaw. And Valerie Bure of
the Spokane Chiefs,
yes, who were coached by Mr. Maxwell at the time, had just come back from a knee injury. And midway through the first period, he gets involved in a knee-on-knee type collision and goes to the ice. Maxie, and I'm in about row 10 on the other side of the penalty box with Remps.
The Silver Fox.
The Silver Fox. Maxie doesn't even look at the referee. And there was only one at the time. He goes right to the corner of his own bench and starts screaming at Tyler Romanchuk. You get over here right now. And I'm like sitting in my seat like this. And then you go over and tell that referee. Like, I can to this day see him walking down from the bench to that door, screaming at Romanchuk, who was an assistant captain, to then deal with the referee, because I know what he was thinking. He didn't want to deal.
What year would have this been?
Early 90s?
Right, so then he would go on to finish the deed, allegedly. Charged, never prosecuted. So anyways, everybody's loving the old-time stories here. But Lou, what do you got? Flames on the road. They were Nashville. Got to go to Mini.
Yeah, then Winnipeg.
Do you have a thought on Winnipeg? We have a lot of Winnipeg viewers. I was not a believer from the time before Maurice stepped down. They haven't gotten better. Any thoughts on that team?
Yeah. I like that team. But my take on that team is they probably need a shuffle in leadership amongst their top players.
Yeah.
I think
we're seeing it. Yeah.
I think you get to a certain point in time. Blake Wheeler's been a great player. Mark Scheifele, I still think, has a lot of great left in him. But they've had the keys to the car for quite some time. And one of the things I love about the Jets is it's hard not to love people like Adam Lowry, Josh Morrissey, Brendan Dillon. Go on down the line. They have some of my favorite people in the NHL, and they're good people. And I just think, Rod, and that's a hard thing to do. We're talking $8 million plus and $7 million plus. Scheifele, to me, is not the same guy he used to be. And I just, again, we're all products of our environment. They have served the Winnipeg Jets incredibly well. I just think it's time.
Sometimes it's time.
Just sometimes in the room, you know, are the Calgary Flames better off with Mark Giordano being gone? No. Playing really well in Toronto. I love him. Never took a shift off. Was a great captain. Was a great leader here. But sometimes it just needs to be...
change of scenery.
It just needs to be different. In your room. Different feel. You know, for the Flames, do they miss him? Yeah, they miss him a lot. But I think in some ways it's forced other players on that team to be more accountable. Be more accountable to one another.
Well, I'm listening, and I'm singing along from the same hymn book, but I just see this stuff about Jacob Markstrom. I'm thinking in the playoffs, can he play every game a la Vasilevsky in Tampa Bay?
Yeah.
Well, I hope so.
Yeah.
But you see the criticism. I guess that's why you turn your Twitter off. They're saying they're playing him too much as it is.
If I see that one more time, and I've addressed it on the radio, so I do not have any... You are paying this guy $6 million a year. All I heard in this community since Mika Kiprasov is get a goalie. Now you have a goalie and a dynamite one, and on top of that, one of your true leaders in that room that I truly believe has helped change your culture. He is completely invested, not only in his own game, the backup goalie, everybody. Go watch him last night in the celebration after the game was over.
Didn't even play.
Didn't matter. That's who he is. So, you know, and in this town, Daryl is beloved beyond belief. And here's what I don't get. Everybody loves him. They should. He's done a tremendous job with his hockey team. Who do you think's playing Jacob 60-plus times? You don't think he doesn't have the decision? Well, what, like, are you mad at him? You're worried about him getting hurt. Well, first of all, here's Daryl's thoughts. So
we have a minute.
Okay, sorry. He says, my number one guy gets paid a lot of money, and for a number one goalie, he has it all charted out. Wants him to play 3,500 minutes in a season. That's basically what he's done. The Flames, the last 2 weeks, they've been home and cooled. That's why right now he's getting some rest. He'll probably play in Minnesota and then play game one of the playoffs. You waited so long here to get a number one guy.
Use him.
Play him.
You bought a Ferrari. Drive it.
Drive it.
All right, Lou.
Yeah.
Keep it up, my man.
Well, we're going to try.
One
of these days, nobody's going to have me, but that's okay,
love
too.
listening to you. Love seeing you. Thank you, pal.
Okay, pal. Always good.
We're going to Edmonton next, and we're going to talk some Oilers with TSN's Ryan Rishaug. You're watching the RP Show live from the Grey Eagle Resort and Casino on Game Plus TV. YouTube Live, streaming, of course, and 24-hour sports radio at rodpeterson.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Peterson Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Hey, Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpetersonshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpetersonshop.com.
Universal Collision Center is Saskatchewan's premier auto body shop. Our extensive process ensures that every vehicle that comes through our state-of-the-art facilities is returned pre-accident condition, and that every UCC customer experience is an easy one. We're certified to repair all makes, all models, and all luxury brands, and Universal Auto Spa offers full-service detailing packages to suit you and your vehicle. Plus, we're the official body shop of your Saskatchewan Rough Riders. Universal Collision Center, 3910 Rochdale Boulevard and 2355 First Avenue in Regina.
Lot of sun, smoky in the air, that's a lot of pine. And big time, big time, big time, big time.
Hey, Rod Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpetersonshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpetersonshop.com.
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. DDG, always delivering the best fan experience.
A legend throws 713 yards in a single pro football game.
A legend wins 3 Grey Cup MVP awards.
Allen looking deep. A legend scores 1,209 points in 1,127 NHL games. Play among legends at betregal.net.
Are you ready? It's finally time for your next adventure, and it starts at Capital Ford. Custom order the perfect new vehicle for you, or reserve one of the hundreds that's already built and on its way. Can't wait? Get into a pre-owned vehicle that's already on the lot and ready to rock. Plus, the American Export event is back and bigger than ever. We'll send your vehicle south, making you the most money for your trade. Guaranteed. Oh, and for a limited time, all name brand tires are employee priced. Only at Capital Ford Lincoln. Your adventure starts here.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Pedersen Show today.
We're live from Grey Eagle Resort and Casino. Couple big shows coming up to the event center. Grey Eagle thrilled to present an 8-time Grammy Award winner and one of the greatest guitarists of all time, Buddy Guy. He brings his raw and unadulterated sound to the Grey Eagle Event Center stage on April 30th. And George Thorogood, May 6th. Catch the rock legend George Thorogood live at Grey Eagle Resort and Casino. Tickets for both on sale now at Ticketmaster.ca. Well, we've been talking about this guy a lot of the show and the Oilers. We bring in TSN Edmonton's Ryan Rishaug, and I've said it, Chugger, that I believe you're the most level-headed and non-biased of the Edmonton media. I really do. So I got to ask you this. What do you think is the reason for this turnaround? Because I wrote them off 2 months ago, and here they are, rolling into the playoffs. Why?
I think it's a couple of things, Rod, and thank you for the compliment, by the way. I appreciate that. I think it's a combination of a group that saw their playoff lives flash before their eyes earlier on this season, and it scared the crap out of them with being out of it, and a coach that came in and implemented a system that this group was thirsting for. Not that Dave Tippett didn't ask his players to back check hard. Not that Dave Tippett didn't have any sort of system. Jay Woodcroft goes about his business in a different way. There's a different level of detail that he is absolutely obsessive over. He asked his players to be obsessive. They got results, and that is why the buy-in continues. So failure earlier on in the year, combined with a system put in place that they have belief in. This is the best I've seen this team play in I don't even know how many years, but a long time.
And good for them. I mean, as you've seen, the fan base is alive and on fire, but in a good way. And they're a great fan base. But the reason I bring up about your level-headedness, had your boy on Gregor here yesterday, Jason Gregor, whom I love like family. But he's like, I don't think the Oilers will have much problem with the Kings. Come on, man. 2 months ago, you could see a playoff spot with a stepladder. And now you're like, Kings. Well, we know it's going to happen. Well, so what do you think about that series?
Yeah, and listen, Jason Gregor is definitive in his opinions. And I think, there's a confidence in the way this group is playing right now, and that's probably where Greg's opinion comes from, because what we've seen is a team that night after night after night is going out there and having a really reliable game to lean on. And doesn't really matter the opponent you put in front of them. They're able to access their own qualities in their own game and kind of lean on teams in a way that we haven't seen. So no Drew Doughty. I think that is massive. I mean, Drew Doughty could have played 3 regular season games, stepped into a series, and arguably been the best defenseman in the series. That's just the way Drew Doughty rolls. So they're a little watered down on that front. They're still a well-coached, respectable team that plays the game hard. I think that they're going to give the Oilers a really tough run. I think the Oilers are going to beat them. I don't think we're talking 4 games here, though. I think it's going to be a good series.
Well, the thing was, when I talked to the Oilers people Saturday night, I went to the Rebels Wheat Kings game in Red Deer, and they said everything's coming together at the right time. Like, could they have possibly planned this way? Does it things actually go according to plan? They don't usually.
That's giving him too much credit, Rod. There's no way you can plan, Mike Smith's finally healthy after a season where the 40-year-old couldn't stay healthy to save his life. So Mike Smith's healthy and playing the best hockey that he has played in a long, long, long time. That's been a huge turn for this team. Jay Woodcroft's system is taken. They've got lots of guys firing. They have 4 20-goal scorers or close to it here if Yamamoto gets another one. It's as deep a forward group as I have covered here probably ever. And their superstars are playing the most well-rounded two-way hockey that I've ever seen them play. So there's a lot of things going right. The one personality trait that they have developed, though, Rod, that I think is going to serve them as well as any of these other things, the Edmonton Oilers are a team that has learned how to troubleshoot. When things go wrong, and they go wrong for every team, they identify it, they get all over it, they fix it, and they move on. They do it. They can do it in game. So they play against the Colorado Avalanche, awful first period. They come out in the second period, they're a completely different team. Troubleshooting in between periods. They can do it in the big picture. Lose a game against Minnesota because their net front presence is terrible, their board play is terrible. It's been excellent since then. Their penalty kill went on the schneid for 4 or 5 games. It has been phenomenal to close the season out. So of all the traits they've developed, their ability to troubleshoot within their own game may serve them the best as the playoffs get going.
Janelle in Saskatoon watching says, now if only I could find playoff tickets for less than $700 a seat. She says, that's another topic for another. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it's funny you say that about how long you've been covering the team. I think, Shogger, you were 14 the last time the Flames and Oilers met in the Stanley Cup playoffs. And I'm sitting here wondering if this province can handle it. I'm in Calgary, been here for a while. All they're talking about is meeting the Oilers. I'm like, you got Nashville first, guys? But you can see why they would be talking about it down here.
Well, I mean, everybody's obviously excited at that possibility. But never mind that. Could you imagine Calgary-Nashville in the first round? Did you see that game last night? I mean, for Milan Lucic to say afterwards that, I've played over 1,000 games and that's top 5 I've been part of, that's really saying something because Milan Lucic has been involved in a lot of really good games because of Milan Lucic. So, I mean, listen, they're going to potentially, we'll see how it all shakes out here, but that would be phenomenal. And what they look like coming out the other side of a series against Nashville would be interesting too. Big, tough, rough and tumble teams. Yeah, everybody would love to see it. In the media, Rod, we don't cheer. Just strictly as a guy that loves hockey, I think it'd be great to see. So, let's wait and see what happens. The Oilers got some work to do. So too do the Flames. Neither of these teams want to flame out in the first round. That would be devastating for where both of these teams are in their development right now.
Hey, lastly, our viewers, Ryan, know you, of course, from your work on CFL on TSN, primarily out of Edmonton, and I'm a Jones guy. And my friends that work for the Elks, yes, they say Jones and Victor Cui are like two, like meteors. Like if we can ever get them on the same path. How much fun? What's the buzz up there with that team?
Well, the buzz is that on the field, I think there's a level of faith that Chris Jones is going to be able to do what he does, which is bring in his people, create a competitive environment. We had Aaron Grimes on our podcast a little bit ago, and he said, if nothing else, man, we're going to compete every day. Like if you're not ready to compete, don't even come to practice, because that's just what this head coach is going to demand. So I do believe they will be a more competitive, edgy football team on the field. That will go a long way in helping to sell some tickets, Rod, no question. But I think you get the relationship between the Elks and the community, and why over the years that's been meaningful, and why in recent years it completely fell apart. And what Victor Cui has done is he's come in, he's identified the damage that was done to that relationship. They've taken steps to repair it. He's been as engaging a figure in that organization as I've ever seen in the time I've been here. And people are kind of excited. So I think they feel like they can reconnect with the team that they love. And now they just got to bring it on the football field. I think he's done what he can do for the most part. We're still waiting to see which way it'll go with Dwayne Mandrusiak. My hope is they're working on it and something will happen. We'll have to wait and see. But other than that, they've repaired a lot of damage that was done with the community.
Well, in the case of The Rock, it's tough to go back, but we'll see. I'm watching it too. Ryan, long time waiting for this chat. I appreciate it. Obviously, admire your work. Love it. Enjoy the run.
Yeah, thanks, Rod. I appreciate it. And hey, by the way, mutual respect right back at you. I still lick my wounds every day of you taking me to the woodshed on Ken Holland being hired as the Oilers general manager. So much respect to you cleaning the floor with me in my own market. It pissed me off, buddy.
How about that?
I know. Thank you, Ryan. I appreciate it. Have a great day.
Okay, pal.
Very classy of him to say. Ryan Rishaug from TSN Edmonton. We will be right back with Taco Time Viewer Takeover. The Moose will rejoin us for the first time in an hour. You're watching the RP Show on Game Plus TV, YouTube Live, and of course, if you missed the podcast, you can always catch it wherever you enjoy the best podcasts, including Apple, Stitcher, and Spotify.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.
Are you ready? It's finally time for your next adventure, and it starts at Capital GMC. Custom order the perfect new vehicle for you, or reserve one of the hundreds that's already built and on its way. Can't wait? Get into a GM certified pre-owned vehicle that's on our lot and ready to rock. Plus, the American Export event is back and bigger than ever. We'll send your vehicle south, making you the most money for your trade. Guaranteed. Oh, and for a limited time, all name brand tires are employee priced. Only at Capital GMC. Your adventure starts here.
Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right.
Grey Eagle Resort and Casino.
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. EDG, always delivering the best fan experience.
A legend throws 713 yards in a single pro football game.
A legend wins 3 Grey Cup MVP awards.
Allen looking deep. A legend scores 1,209 points in 1,127 NHL games. Play among legends at BetRegal.net.
Some of the challenges we face with the CT technology that we have today is some of the deficiencies in around integration with some of our other systems. The addition of 2 new 4D simulators within the programming at the Saskatchewan Cancer Agency is going to have significant impact on the care we provide to the people of Saskatchewan.
Hey, Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpetersonshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpetersonshop.com.
Well, how about this? It is overtime, and it's brought to you by the Four Seasons Sports Palace, your home for the UFC and the National Hockey League, and also Taco Time for viewer takeover, as you see on the screen. The Moose has rejoined us here, and wouldn't you know it, Moose? My breaking news bell, I don't know where it is.
Uh-oh.
But if I had it, I would be ringing it. I think it's in that closet back over there.
Okay.
But breaking news from the Canadian Football League for their fans. I will read from a news release that has just come down from their outstanding PR guy, Lucas Barrett. Headline, the Canadian Football League is unveiling a package of changes designed to leverage some of the game's greatest strengths, a big field, exciting kick returns, and high-octane offense. It is the most comprehensive and collaborative product review ever, leading to significant rule changes. Where is that bell? How about if I go like this? Yeah, it's around here somewhere.
Can everybody start tapping their glasses with a knife?
Can I have your attention, please? Here they are. The hash marks are moving. Do you hear this, Lee? What's coming? Hash marks on CFL fields will be moved closer to center field. That's happening. Each one will be 28 yards from the nearest sideline instead of the current 24 yards. What you need to know, they'll be 9 yards apart instead of 17 yards apart. So they're narrowing the hash marks on the field by 8 yards. Happiest guys in the world, the kickers. Makes a huge difference when kicking a field goal.
Huge difference.
Next one. Offenses will get more of a head start. After a field goal or a single point, drives will now start from the 40-yard line instead of the 35. We've been calling games, I have in this league, since 1999. It's always been 30. For 100 years, it's been the 35-yard line.
Oh, yeah.
They're moving it up 5 yards, and the fans will go, oh, it's only 5 yards. 5 yards seems like a mile when you're trying to move that ball against the CFL defense.
Yeah.
It's hard to move it an inch, let alone 5 yards. That is significant. Strategies to limit opportunities for kick returns will be discouraged more severely. All no-yards penalties, all of them, will be 15 yards. Before, it used to be 15 yards if it was fielded in the air, 5 yards if it was fielded on a bounce. Now it's 15 yards, major.
That's a huge advantage for the returners.
2 quarterbacks will be allowed on the field at the same time, provided all other ratio rules are satisfied, which you don't see very often anyways, but there's got to be a reason why they're doing it.
Yeah.
And then there's a lot of other ones that aren't that big a deal. A communications coordinator from the officiating department connected to the on-field officials via headset will be embedded on each team's bench, so you can yell at the refs through a headset. Sense I get there. To also keep a game moving, a penalty that occurs at the end of the first or third quarter will be assigned at the start of the next quarter rather than triggering an extension. Oh, yeah. Listen, you know that one. I don't know if the fans really care, but I did as a CFL broadcaster. You get to the last play of the third quarter, and you got to run to the bathroom, and it's like, okay, it's the end of the third quarter. Wait a minute, there's a flag on the field. You can't end the quarter on a penalty. That's been for 100 years.
Yeah.
They're saying, no, we now can't. Right? You can go to the bathroom, Rod.
Yeah.
We'll play the next play to start the fourth quarter. That's to improve game flow.
Yeah.
I got to say, bravo to the CFL. There are more. Introduction of a new objectionable conduct penalty for quarterbacks who fake giving themselves up by pretending to initiate a slide while carrying the football.
That's a good one, too.
It is. Good luck enforcing it, but...
I know, but for those quarterbacks who make defenses look bad by faking, because when you go to slide, the defense gives up, and as they should. That's the idea. But if you fake them out on that, yeah.
My guy Cody doesn't do that.
It's going to save the QBs from getting their heads taken off.
My guy Cody Fajardo doesn't do that.
Of course not.
He slides head first. He doesn't fake anybody out.
How about that?
So listen, all the talk about going to 4 downs and the this and the that wasn't necessarily bunk.
Of course not.
They looked at it. It's a lot of changes.
Yeah. And we're going to... Need some time to digest all of this, and I'm sure we'll get into it tomorrow. But it's it's pretty wild. There's a lot there, and bravo. It's tough because it's really short order here, and with the CFL season starting right away, if coaches, GMs, coordinators, play callers, quarterbacks, receivers, they're going to have to start to figure out how does this affect us and how can we use this to our advantage.
Really, really, really appreciate the Canadian Football League announcing this with 10 minutes to go on our show so that we could at least discuss it. This is a major deal. Now, beyond that, I told you my brother texted me. Oh, last minute of play in the RP show, says producer Clark. My brother wants to know if we're going to do a Stanley Cup playoff pool.
We are.
Okay, there's the answer. We are. When can we look forward to promoting this?
Good question. Considering we just talked about it today.
We'll do it. And what else did I want to ask you? I guess we did talk about the Drive to Survive RP show edition, behind-the-scenes documentary. Think we can do that?
I think that would be the coolest thing ever. Absolutely unbelievable.
Who we got tomorrow, Clark? Okay, Tommy Wheeldon Jr. of the Calgary Cavalry soccer team. Football club, as they say in soccer, from the Canadian Premier League. And our good friend Corey Hirsch of the Vancouver Canucks radio broadcast crew. He just had his WHL record fall the other day.
Right.
Said Nolan Meyer of the Blades will talk to him about that. Thanks for joining. See you at noon Eastern. No laughing on the sponsors, Coach. This is the media. We're not supposed to have fun.
Yeah, exactly.
How about that? Spicy. Approved. Let's go. Bingo. LFG. Right on. I like it. Hot take. Bob's your uncle. Approved. Right on. Bingo. Let's go. Spicy.